One of my favorite Batman, the animated series episodes is Girls' Night Out, the season 4 half-hour that saw Batgirl and Supergirl team up to take on Livewire, Harley Quinn, and Poison Ivy. It was a fun episode of television that gave the women of the DCAU the spotlight they deserved and did a good bit of fleshing out of the universe, too. Tonight's episode of The Flash, which boasts a mini crossover with Arrow as Felicity drops by, is something similar. While The Flash couldn't sideline the men completely like Batman, the animated series, it does put them in an equally fun side plot while Felicity, Iris, Cecile, and Caitlin save the day from the Met of the Week, underground meta-human trafficker Amunet Black Katie Sackhoff. This week, Iris and Barry are, to borrow Harry's words, getting inebriated with the same gender to celebrate an archaic institution. In other words, it's time for their bachelor and bachelorette parties, and the latter is what brings Felicity to town. Caitlin, who is in flight mode after the threatening message she received last week, has decided to sit this one out and is preparing to hop on a plane to escape Amunet Black, but a crowned Iris and balloon-carrying Felicity convince her to join them and Cecile in the fun. Unfortunately, that fun quickly goes south when Amunet's glass-eyed goon shows up at the restaurant and interrupts the women's champagne toast. Felicity, hilarious, assumes he's a bad stripper, but she's quickly corrected when he demands that Caitlin come with him. When Caitlin refuses, his eye falls out instead of his pants falling down, much to Felicity's dismay, and a weird tentacle emerges from the hole and starts stinging them. But the women fight back. This little brawl awakens Killer Frost, who sends the goon flying through the restaurant's window. I hate pink," says Killer Frost in one of her many great line readings. As Felicity's cheeky reference makes clear, the Flash is steering into Killer Frost being the Hulk to Caitlin's Bruce Banner. Whenever Killer Frost emerges, icy hair and all, Caitlin takes a backseat in their brain. Iris repeatedly calls the guys for help with the situation, but they can't pick up because the bouncer at the skeezy strip club Ralph took them to makes them turn over their phones. Killer Frost takes some pleasure in pointing out to the women that Caitlin was keeping secrets from them and was planning on fleeing. Despite Cecile's understandable concerns about working with Killer Frost, Iris opts to stand by their teammate, so the women follow Killer Frost as she goes to meet with Amunet Black. Obviously, Killer Frost finds Amunet Black chilling in a nightclub. Following the tradition of other high-profile guest stars on The Flash, Sackhoff gives a deliciously hammy performance as the meta-human trafficker. She's threateningly perky, like hearing that "you're her favorite henchwoman" doesn't sound like a good thing. Killer Frost demands her freedom, but Amunet refuses to give it to her because she wants Killer Frost to help protect her latest acquisition, the Weeper, a metahuman whose tears contain an addictive love drug that Amunet wants to sell, aka Amunet wants to give Central City its own vertigo. Before the two can begin fighting, Iris interrupts the chat and pulls Killer Frost away. When they return to STAR, Killer Frost explains that Caitlin got tangled up with Amunet Black when she went looking for something that would help her keep her icier alter ego in check. In return for this technology, Amunet made Caitlin become her muscle. Upon learning this, Iris decides they have a responsibility to stop Amunet and save the Weeper, and she believes they're more than capable of handling this on their own. Feminism is something that's said many times throughout the episode. Next, the boys have a rough night.